So I got the sprinkler thing planned out. I actually drew it up to map it out so I could make a list of parts. We ran this sprinkler this morning and the wind is actually coming from behind the camera. And with it blowing this way, it still reached to here. And it's got real nice coverage with this sprinkler head. So I'm going to go with these sprinkler heads. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up with 4 lines running this way with 2 sprinklers on each line. Because with this coming to here, the camera is at the far edge of where I want to water anyhow. So we'll scoot that over about 2 meters. And that will get it pretty much to the fence. And the one where I'm at will be over probably about a meter from here. Somewhere right in here. And that will pretty much, that will cover everything across there and over to there. And then with 4 lines going across here, I'll measure it out, but I'm sure it's going to cover the whole thing going the other way too. I do have a list of parts on my phone now, so now it's a matter of just committing and going and buying the parts. I do need to verify that 4 will be enough across here, but I mean, that thing right there, like I said, blowing against the wind, got clear to here, nice saturation. And I'm 6 meters from that thing right now. So right from where it's good and wet here. That's only about 4. From here, it would easily get the lemongrass over there. So if I just move this over about a meter and went 4 back to here, call it 4, which would put it right about here. That would put us 1, 2, 3. So it'd still reach. So yeah, I'm going to go 2 rows. Valve on every line and a valve on every riser. I tried to burn those termites last night. Hopefully I got them all killed. If you remember, these were full of termites. So I said we need to get them burned up before they come out of there and get down into the ground. That one got burned well. I don't know. This should have got hot enough, but we might burn it again tonight just to make sure. I know we don't like burning, but we don't do it very often, just when necessary. Good morning. You can see the bananas we harvested the other day are turning yellow, so they should be good. I used a couple in smoothies yesterday. Touch green yet, tasting, but I think by today those yellower ones will be okay. So that's a good thing. They weren't a waste. On the new sprinkler system, I was going to get up and get to work on them this morning, and then I realized I got some stuff I need to do this morning. We're going somewhere this afternoon. We got plans. Tomorrow morning we got plans. Tomorrow afternoon we got plans. Following day we got plans all day. So I'm just going to kind of pre-assemble what I can here under the patio because I can't work out there during the day. It's just still too hot. It's supposed to cool off in a few days, but right now it's still too hot. So I started on the risers. I got them mostly assembled here. I got a couple fittings I need. I had this all laid out like it's going to be out there. I had this all laid out like it's going to be laid out there, and I got a couple parts I'm missing. Actually, I'm just missing some of these. So I'm going to run into town this morning, get some of these, and then I'm going to stop and get my hair cut. I'll come back today, and I'll just piddle around under here, assemble what I can. I am going to set up a header over there because I've got the parts. So I'm just going to cut out that menagerie I have and just put another header in there, like an enlarged pipe, like over top of the pump, to run all those other pieces off of. But yeah, I think that's all I'm missing. I'll get all this stuff kind of pre-assembled as best I can. 3 days from now, I'll tear it apart. I didn't want to do it now because I know I'm not going to have the time to get it completed over the next 3 days, and she might want to water out there. So I'm just going to let it set as it is for now, pre-assemble what I can, and then when it comes time, we'll just go out there and slap it all together. And we're still waiting on the parts for the wash machine. I don't even know what it's been now. 5, 6 days, I don't even know. But it'll still be another week or so before they get here. So we'll just follow up on that when he gets here with the parts and makes the repairs. All cleaned up, ready to go out for festivities on a Friday night. But first, hotter than hell outside. 39, that's about 102 outside. But I stayed in here all day and got most everything fitted together. So There's my header. It's in 2 pieces. A couple pieces there to tie in a line over there that I have to connect while we're out there, so I didn't want to put those together yet. But the rest of this is just pretty much straight pipes in between them, a couple cuts to the right length. And yeah, it should go together pretty quick now. But like I said, we're headed out and we got plans most of the day tomorrow. So maybe Sunday I might get to it. There's some activities on Sunday too. I just don't know what time they're going to start, but I think I could get all put together out there in about an hour with all that stuff assembled. But the lady we stopped to get the fish the other day, she called Sampit earlier and said, hey, your fish are here. I didn't get the message till 30 minutes ago, and it's too late to run up there and get them now. So somewhere between, I don't know when I'm going to be able to go get them. Maybe tomorrow afternoon if I get time. It depends what time I get back from Lyle's, but I'll try to get back in time to go get those so she ain't stuck with them. Made some ribs in her new oven. She's charring them up now.
I wonder if it's gonna cut yellow, like brown, like I expect, or I need to turn them.
Oh, it's turning brown. Just throw some more time on it. If you want to just crust the outside, crank the temperature up on it. Are you all the way up?
No.
Okay, well that's like, it's almost 500 degrees there. It's like 480.
Okay.
Anyhow, she's still experimenting with it, so she'll get it figured out and then she'll be good with it. All right, we're gonna get ready to head out of here once we pack those up. So we left Lyle's and came right straight to get our fish. Red tilapia there. Those are the Mekong catfish. Hardly got any whiskers on them. Wish I had another pond, I would put those in it. Hope they don't leak. I don't want my car to smell like fish. So we called when we left Lyle's and said, oh, we'll be there in an hour and a half. And it's been like an hour and 25 minutes, but I thought maybe they'd have them ready for us. Why would I think that? Well, we got some more Mekong cats over there. Ooh. So those things will get up to a couple 100 kilos, I guess. 100 kilos? Yeah, I think. They get huge, I know that. All right, I don't know where she went. And this is the old lady right there in that chair that sold us the gold, koi, whatever they are. They were supposed to be red tilapia, but they weren't. She's laying there in the chair. Talks. Says nothing but talks all the time. Well, they're over here getting them, I think. Oh, okay, they got some tanks over here. Some bigger catfish there. Catfish. Koi mai? Koi?
Thai ค่ะ
Okay.
สวย
Okay, cup. That's what that lady sold me. Across the road. That's what it looks like right there. Koi tao rai.
อันนี้เหรอคะ
ครับ
นี่ไม่ต้อง20 บาทไม่ร้อยนี่กาทองไหนให้ฟรีแถมฟรี
Free? Oh, okay. Very good.
ใส่ด้วยกันเลยเนาะ
Pladuk yai?
ปลาบึก
Yeah. Some bigger catfish there.
ฟรี
Oh, kap kun krab.
ค่ะจะไปด้วยกันเลย
Okay.
แยกใส่ด้วยกันเลยก็ได้เนาะแยกถุงไหม
No.
แยกก็แยก
Oh, that's fine. That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
แยกก็เลย ไปกันเดี๋ยว
Ooh. Ooh, look at that one. Ooh. New cement mixer, never been used. So she gave me one other fish too. I don't know what it is, but it's going in the pond.
This puppy, you want it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she told me. I don't. What is the? I know the koi. What's the other one?
Right?
What? There's two big fish. This one's a koi. What's the other one?
อีกอันนึงปลาอะไร
ปลาจีน
ปลาจีน
จีน
ปลาจีนภาษาไทยเป็นไงเนาะ
ตัวใหญ่ๆคล้ายๆปลาตะเพียนแต่ว่ามัน
Oh, it look like white fish like this but it's bigger
มันใหญ่มาก
Yeah.
จะมีลูกไหม
ไม่มี
It's not one of those though. Jet Ray Hot Sip.
ค่ะไปเที่ยวมาเหรอ
ไปบ้านฝรั่งอยู่ชายแดนคุณนะออสเตรเลียไปชายบ้านค่ะ
All right, Kap Kun Krab. Before we get started on the irrigation out there, I misstated again when I was talking about the pressure ratings and the sizing on the pipes. I was talking about this 25 and calling that the thickness of the pipe and the pressure rating. Well, I misspoke. I was talking about the 25 and the 13.5 as being the smaller one. The 25 actually represents the 1 inch measurement, which is 25 millimeters. And the pressure rating is here. I don't know if there's a thicker pipe, but the 13.5, when I talked about that, I was correct. It's the thickness, and it's the larger of the two that I showed you. It is rated at like 196 PSI. 8.5 is the smaller one that I showed you. Right here, PVC 8.5. And that one's rated at about 125. Right here you can see this one also has a 20 on it. 3/4, the 20 represents the 3/4, but it's a 13.5. This is a piece I had in a pile over there. I just brought it over here for comparison. But there is one lighter one yet, and I don't know what the size rating is on that one. But like I said, 8.5 is rated for 125, and a 13.5 is rated for 196 PSI. And everything I have here should be 13.5, because this is all the new pipe I bought. I'll look in my pile real quick, see if I got any of that real light stuff, but I don't think I do. I think I got rid of all of it. All right, I just shut the camera off, walked around the corner, and down at the bottom of the pile, I saw a pipe down there. I said, let me pull that one out of there, because that one looks skinny as hell. I believe it says 5. The print on it's very small. Let me check it out here. First, let me show you the end of it. See how thin that is? It's just paper thin, and this is the one I was talking about. Right here's the print. It's 40, which is 1.5 PVC. It looks like a 5. It could be a 6. I don't want to say for sure, but so we're gonna. I don't know. I can't tell. It's a 5 or a 6. I think it's a 6. I see another piece way down under there, but I don't know if I want to pull it out of there, because I'll never use this shit. You know what? I think I got a good project in mind for that I don't want to talk about yet. I think this is the pipe. I know it is now that I think about it. This is the pipe I bought when I was just when the construction guys would run the well. I made them leave a line on all the time so it wouldn't put back pressure on the well when they valved it off over there at Paradise City. So I had that never shut off line just flowing out into the pond. That's what I used this on, because it was an unpressurized line. I had 3/4 going over to this, and this was just the piece hanging out over the pond. All right, we're going to try a new perspective on things here today. I've had this chest strap for a little bit, but I haven't tried it out yet, so we're going to try this. So the first thing I'm going to do, as you know, I pre-assembled all this stuff, but what I didn't know is where this rotation needed to be in this pipe, so I left this piece unglued. First thing I'll do is mount this onto the pipe in the ground, And then once I have that, I'll glue it onto this pipe, and then I will set the rotation of that, glue it on here, and then glue it on the other end, and then I should have everything where it needs to be. So the first thing I'm going to do is get this out of the way, and I'm going to do that by cutting it where I'm sure it will be, because that's going to have to go like right about there. If I have to, I'll splice in a piece over there if I'm too far over. I do have some extra 1-inch pipe here. I do not have a 1-inch coupler out here. I've got one in the house, but I don't have one out here. But let's just cut it and deal with it when the time comes. I'm going to have to cut this one twice, I'm sure, because it's going to be... I am going to reuse this riser again, so I'm going to cut this as close as I can to here. So I'll use that to go right back in here. Like I said, this is going to be a little bit off just because of how I set this first pipe up. So I don't know how long I'm going to need this pipe here, although I'm going to put it back here a ways. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut this as long as I can for now. And that goes away. Like I said, first thing I need to do is get this set at the right angle. How am I going to do that? Well, let me show you. I brought this out of here at 1 inch. So the plan is to just kick a 1 inch sideways right here, and then run some 1 inch out here this way, so I can cut this off later and go 1 inch on out if I want to. But for today, we're just going to, let me get this dug up a little more. This has only been buried about 2 weeks. You will know. So the further back I dig this way, the more flex it's going to give me, so it ain't at such a sharp angle if I get this a little bit wrong out here. This is kind of messed up here, so I'm going to recut this first. Give me a straight edge on there. And this is 13.5, as we talked about previously. This will go in about to here, and about the same here. And I'm thinking I need about a 1.5 inch gap between there, so I need about a 4 inch piece, roughly. So that's about 4 inches right there. And we're going to give a little extra because I can cut it twice if I need to. And when I glue, I usually glue this inside piece first, because if I need to like lay it down, it isn't going to get shit all over it. You do it whatever way you want, but this is how I do it. I'm just telling you the way I do it. Now I can lay this down without getting shit all over it, and it's glued and ready to go. And for those of you wondering about primer, they just don't use primer in Thailand. I'm not sure why. It's not required, I guess, so they don't do it. Hold it for a second. Now this, I can glue this anywhere I want. I just need to make sure that the rotation is not like this or like this. It's just basically straight up at a 45 to this. Same thing. Glue the insert, get this out of the way. Glue the insert first. All right. Glue this. And we're going to see how this chest cam thing goes over. If I get good feedback, then I might do it some more. If not, I might not. So that's ready to go. Let it dry a minute. And now I just need to decide how far out I want this. So I'm going to say, I'm going to need to cut this again someday to enlarge the pipe going out here, I believe. So that's why I brought the 1 inch out here, so I can trim this back and change it out here later. So I want to leave plenty of pipe so I can shorten it up at least a couple, 3 times if I need to, because I never know what the future is going to bring. So we're going to leave enough for there, leave enough for that other piece. We're going to call it right about here. Give it a little extra because I can cut it twice, as I said. So any pieces I can glue freehand, meaning free from this apparatus or whatever I'm working on, I usually do that first. Just the way I do it, you do what you want, as always. Glue inside, and normally I just hold them both. I don't necessarily set them down like I did earlier. But if I need to, like when I go to glue this, it's a lot of glue. It takes a little time. Always need to set the other piece down, and I'll show you that in a minute. Push that together. And you want to hold these because inside these sometimes they're a little bit tapered, so if you just stick it on there and let go, it'll push itself back off. So you just hold them for a second or two. Make sure they're solid. Okay. Now this is rotational. This doesn't matter rotation-wise, so we just stick this in here. This is the critical one here. As always, inside first. Make sure you get good coverage all the way around. I don't usually worry about going all the way to the back because when I push this in there, that excess glue is going to push all the way to the back anyhow. Now, if I was primering, I would primer all the way to the back. Okay, and now we just get that in there and hold it. Next, we're going to set this in place. Right over top of that pipe. Right over top of this pipe here that I'm going to cut. And I'm going to look at where I need to cut this one. I need to cut it right here. 13.5 on the left, 8.5 on the right. Get some grass out of the way so I don't get that stuck in my joint. That'd be a tragedy, wouldn't it, if you had grass in your joint? Do the inside first. And I'm setting this back down on that pipe so I know it's level this way. As you can see, it's right over top of it. Now, once I let go of this, I can cut this here, stick that pipe in there. Okay. And as promised, this one needs to get cut right here. Okay, and if you need to keep this out of the dirt, sometimes I'll just take like a piece of PVC or something, or dirt clod, rock, whatever, and just hold it up out of there. Get my foot off it, it'll help. Okay. Glue on the inside. Glue the outside. And then I'll just bring the two together. And now it's perfectly lined up. So I'm going to prop this one up out of the dirt right here so I can just free-handedly glue that. Get this in a comfortable position. Get it where you can see it. For those of you in the U.S., this glue does not dry near as fast as the stuff we have in the U.S. I don't know about the rest of the world, but we're going to set that down there. And we're going to paint this one. And just me, the way I do it, I usually start at the top because there's always glue running down the sides, so kind of time sensitive because it takes so long to get all the glue on there. Okay, now I want this one rotated so this is straight up and that's straight out. So I'm going to jam that on there and you can see it's kind of pushing back. Rotate this down just a little bit. Okay, so this pipe's a little short, but because of the way I got it set up down there on the corner, I'm going to be able to just pull it. So I'm just going to glue it, pull it this way, because the only thing down there on the end is it's just going around that corner, so it'll just pull it up a little bit. It looks kind of wonky there anyhow. So again, as always, inside first. For me, you do what you want. I don't really care. It's my project. I do what I want. This is 8.5 too. I thought I had the thicker shit on here. Okay, it's good. That one I held a little extra because I know there's force trying to pull it back out of there, so I want to make sure it was stuck good before I let go. Now, where's my riser for the hose? Right here. And this is one I just cut off a minute ago. Inside, outside. John Cougar Milling Camp in the background, and the hose riser's done. We are done with this. We'll get this out of the way. Shut off valve for this line. Inside, good coverage all the way around. Outside, all the way around. Rotate the handle up, slide it in, and hold it. Now this one, I already got the T on the end out there, so when I put this together, I just need to make sure my T is rotated correctly out there. If anybody's wondering, I kind of pre-measured all this stuff, obviously. Laid it out, but more or less, it's 4 meters one piece, 4 meters one piece. Cut the 4 meter piece. No, that's 2 meter piece with a valve on the end, which is what I have at each, what do you want to call it, zone? Yeah, call it a zone, the line going out. Get the camera turned around here where you can see, get the weeds out of the way. Keep in mind the T is the important piece here when I glue it. So where's it at? Okay. Shove it in and look at the T and rotate it. I know you can't see it, but I got to cut a small piece to put here because the plan was to offset this a little bit this way. But I want that bar out there. I want that line out there close to that edge. So I'm going to set this wherever it comes out here, which is going to be right on top of her plants. You know, I'll lay it right next to them. One of the best bass lines of all time. Move her stuff out of the way here. First bass riff I learned on a bass guitar was this one. Okay, which way do I want to go? Because that's going to be right on her plant. So I need to go either this way or that way. So I think I'll go out. Because I want to make sure this stays over here so I can get water out to those plants out there. All right, how's it look here? I pulled it back this way. That's going to have to do. Okay, let's get that glued in there. Line it up there. Look at it here. Got. It's not an exact science, especially not since we're going through studded walls and shit like that. Inside, outside. Be faster. Another good example here where you do the inside first. Just lay it down, not worry about it. Do the outside and then shazam. Get this out of the way so I don't accidentally glue the wrong one in there. God knows I've done that before. Hold it for a minute. I'll pull all these together for a minute, I guess. Okay, and before I forget, I'm going to go over here and glue this 90 on here. And then I'll go across and get all these valve pieces on all the way across. And then I'll come out, probably do the first row of sprinklers and the second pipe. I don't know, we'll see. See how I feel. Get this glued up, inside. Whoop. Outside. Get this out of there so I don't plug a sprinkler. A bit of dirt never hurt anything, did it? More work, less explaining, I think. So what I did is I went from 1 inch to 3/4, and then 3/4 to half on the risers out here. The risers will all be half, if anybody's wondering. Bye. All 4 valve lines are glued on. We are tied in. The pump all the way over, all the way here. So now we just go through and glue all the up sprinklers on, but rather than running back and forth, I think I'm just going to go right down this line, do it, go to the next one. The key here is going to be getting those T's squared up, straight up as best I can. I'm hoping I only have to put 1 support rod on the end one, keep it from flopping around, because this type of sprinkler, there won't be that wobbling from the thrashing of those other type sprinklers. Oh, I gotta be careful not to get glue on my camera, man. These we want to make sure they're good and set, because we let go of them. I don't want them to flop over when I walk away. Now, I could have pre-glued some of these lateral pipes, horizontal pipes, I guess you want to call them. But because I'm by myself, let me get this in there and I'll explain it. Because I'm by myself, I didn't want that weight standing out there trying to swing when I glue this in, so I decided I would leave these pipes independent and then glue those pieces. But it would have been difficult to hold it straight by myself when I'm clear down here gluing while that thing's trying to flap around in the wind. Same thing with this one. Once I get the glue on, I got to make sure I got it right straight up. And I do plan on having to spike or stake these end ones, like I said, to keep them pointing straight up. The girl parts and do the boy parts of the Audis. Yeah, they're not square. So I definitely want to hold this, because if this flops over, I'm going to have to recut it and resplice it. I should have brought a support and had it here to hold this so I could move on. Put this lid on here. Yeah, they're both trying to lean the same way. This can of glue there to kind of help hold it for a second while I go find something to sit there. Since it's trying to lean toward the house, I'm just going to stand this brick up on that side. I might end up having to put them on every pole. I don't know. I don't think so. We'll see. Probably should, just for wind and stuff like that. But all right, I'm not going to bore you with these last 3, but basically the same thing. Just glue the riser here, run the pipe out, riser on the end. All right, so I finished up, sit down, took a break, cooled off, drank my sponsor, and go take a look at it. I haven't fired it up yet, but I think it's ready to go. I can pull this black tubing and this hose here whenever I feel like it now. But everything should be good to go. But I think it looks good. The only thing is I wanted all the valves to face this way. I know it doesn't matter. I put that first one in, did that one, come over here, went to put this one in and check the orientation on the valve. I looked at that one and said, oh shit, I wanted the valves all facing this way so it looked nice and neat and uniform. So long story short, I ended up putting them facing each other because I screwed up the first one. Other than that, everything went exactly as expected. I did throw some stakes in at each end piece. I don't think I have to worry about these, but because this thing's put in crooked is what it is. For some reason, as soon as I pushed these end ones on, they just stuck. They wouldn't rotate, and I don't know why. Every one of them did that. So after the first 2, I did that one, and luckily I had it fairly straight. This one, I stuck it on there and couldn't twist it at all. That one, I made sure I had it straight, and I wanted to twist it just a little bit. Couldn't budge it an inch. Just couldn't even budge it. The last one was the same way, but those are all pretty close. Just this one, I got off a little bit. But I figured I'd just slam it on there and then square it up, but I slammed it on. It wasn't square. I could probably move the stake around and twist it to get this one to stand up straight and tie that one straight, but I'll probably go ahead and just put a stake on all of these so they don't blow in the wind. I mean, I think they'll be okay, but it'd be better off if I just put the damn stake on there. Eventually, these pipes are going to get UV stressed and probably get brittle, so I might as well put stakes on them. I'm not going to do it right away, though. I'm going to wait till I test fire it, make sure everything's okay. Everything here turned out like I hoped. I have not went and looked at this. Yeah, see, I should take that pipe. I should cut this 45 out of here and that 45 and take this pipe and bring it up here, run across the top. This here would just pull up, and that would be about the same. What's that blue pipe laying over there for? Watch out for snakes. I don't even know where that came from. That's an old one. She wants me to cut one of these in half for her so she can put another step here, so I need to get that done probably later today. There is a chance of rain today and tomorrow. When I got up this morning, there was wet spots on the driveway, so it must have rained a little bit last night. I don't know. You have to tell her to make sure she don't burn here anymore. I don't want to melt my pipes. We tried to find a steel 55-gallon drum to burn in, but they wanted like $15 for a damn drum here. I was like, screw you. I'll find one for free somewhere. Yesterday, we did a short video throwing those new fish in the pond. Once again, screwed up the camera, didn't have it turned on, so didn't get a video on it. But yeah, uneventful. Just cut the bags open, and I made those steps down there earlier, like a week ago, so I can go down there and feed. But I cut them open there and let them run down the bank. Uneventful. Everything went as planned. Just hope we start getting some rain. My pond is getting low. I think there's at least another meter of water in there, but that rope is hanging down probably a half a meter, so I don't want to suck a bunch of dirt into my pump up here. So I'll fire this thing up later, and hopefully I'll remember to turn the camera on and get it turned on correctly. We'll just take a look at it. Probably don't need those that high, but I don't know what we're going to do out here. I don't know what we're going to put out here. So they're high. If I don't like it, later on I can just cut them and splice them and drop them down. Okay, fast forward an hour and a half. You can see I got the support stakes on the other risers. I'm going to fire this thing up. If I said I wasn't nervous about showing this on camera, I'd be lying. I've never attempted this before. All I know is we use manifold type things like this in the packing houses for air, water, and hydraulics. So I have to think it'll be okay, but I don't know. Let's find out. Okay, run down real quick. 1 inch from the pump through the manifold. 1 inch out, 1 inch across, 3/4 down the rows, 1/2 inch up to the sprinklers, and those are 1/2 inch sprinklers. As you saw, I went 1 inch underground to here. The intent is going to be to cut that later, bring 1 inch over to here, probably a T over, and then put this on a separate riser, and then run that probably 1 inch or 3/4 across to here, probably on top of the ground. Might adjust this, I don't know, but to put this on here, and then I'm going to consider running line all the way over to there and get that hose out of here. The hose works, but it's in the way when you try trimming with the weed trimmer, and I know I'm not going to like it going across there, I can tell you that, but I'm just not sure what I want to do yet. Maybe I'll run the pipe over and then down across the bottom and then up, because I really don't want it across that corner right there. As at some point I'd like to put some filler back in there. Anyhow, enough talking. Let's fire this thing up. Double check everything in my mind. I think I'm good. All right, let's give it a try. It's like all the valves are open. Got a little water coming out here, but not much. Coming out over there, coming out over there. I see. Hear the water popping as it's clearing the air out of the lines. So which way is the wind blowing right now? Actually feels like it's coming from my back, so it's blowing this way. Yeah, it's blowing across the camera here. Let me move over here. As you can see, it's sprinkling clear out here. And her intention was really to get from about here to that drop off over there. If we get beyond that, I'm not worried about it. One thing I liked about this sprinkler head, and I think this one, green one, was intended to do the same thing, and maybe that black one, but they did not do it on the test runs. But I think they're intended to turn like that. And I don't know if it has much effect on anything other than it does spread the water out a little bit. But the good thing is you can easily look at it, see that thing turning, you can tell that the sprinkler's running properly. Okay, all you haters, what do you think about my manifold now? Don't see any leaks anywhere. Where's my hose? See, these two are running off this little 1/2-inch line. But last night I was trying to get all three of them to run, and there was no way. And that one isn't spraying very good. It looks like it's partially plugged up again. I don't know, I keep getting shit up in that line. I don't know where it's coming from. Oh, we got 1, 2, 3 running in all of this garden area. Now look how wet that center is. If it's too wet, or we want to change it, all I got to do is like cut the line there and move them out. Shorten this up, pull this back a little bit if I want to spread them apart. Like I said, when I did the test run on the one on the tripod there, just looking at that one single hose with everything else running, see, I'm getting hit right now. The wind has died down. It's coming clear to me easily. But I think she'll like this because she can selectively spray whatever she wants just by turning off the different valves or just leave them all on. I considered putting a valve in here where she could just cut off half, but reality is some of this is going to change anyhow. My intent is to put a little building right here. So when I do that, I'll either move this line over, run it down and behind the building to get that corner, or maybe bring it across and run it down this side. I don't know yet. Oh, it's water hitting the roof. I thought the pump was growling. Holy shit, here we go. All right, well, there you go. Live on camera. Another successful project. The only thing now is to clear out this stuff. I think she said something about taking it to the temple. They put in a new flower bed right in front of the main hall. So I think she's probably going to want to drag at least part of this over there, but I have no use for any of this tubing now. Somebody might ask, why the hell did you put them so high in the air? Disadvantage of this is the wind gets a hold of it and blows the water quite a bit. But the advantage is if she decides she wants to grow corn or something like that, these are going to be up high enough it's going to spread out no matter what, which was the problem I was running into here already. Get that sprinkler buried down in there, and there's just a lot of stuff that's restricting the water from getting out to the plants. But my camera's getting wet, which is a good thing. I think it looks good. It's really wet out there though. This is 2 meters plus, what is that? 10, I think I put in there, or 20 centimeters on the end. I think it's 220 from there and 400 across there. So yeah, that's about right. This sprinkler will come, which is about the right way you want to do it to make sure that your overlap in the center of that square of those 4 is sufficient. But as you can see, we're not going to need to run it very long because it wets the shit out of everything. I hope she likes it. I do. I don't know if she will. I don't normally ask for subscribers and thumbs up or anything like that, but we're getting close to that 2,000 subscriber mark. So if you're watching our videos, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. If you don't like me in 2 weeks, take it off, but just get me past the 2,000, would you? I need 100 more people.